The screen fades to black. Then a voice rises, calm yet filled with suspense. The wait has been long. The journey has been powerful. And now, all eyes are looking towards Season 6 of The Chosen. Fans are asking the same burning questions. When will the trailer drop? What does the first look reveal? How will this next season push the story closer to its most emotional chapter yet? Stay with me, because what's about to unfold will give you every reason to keep watching until the very end. Season 5 left fans with a storm of emotions. The series had already built a powerful reputation for bringing the story of Jesus and his disciples to life in a way that feels personal, raw, and deeply human. In the final episodes, we saw moments that were not just about miracles and teachings, but about relationships, trust, and betrayal. These themes hit home for so many viewers because they don't feel like distant stories. They feel alive, as if we ourselves are walking alongside the disciples. As Season 5 came to a close, the atmosphere grew heavier. We saw tension building among the followers of Jesus, both in how they were treated by outsiders and in how they struggled with their own fears. Every step brought us closer to what the Gospels describe as the most intense and defining moments of their journey. And this is where the brilliance of the series shines. The writers do not simply show events, they prepare us emotionally. Let us feel the weight of every decision, every doubt, every act of faith. The end of the season carried the unmistakable sense of something greater approaching. Just as in the real timeline of history, we know the passion is not far away. Yet The Chosen takes its time, allowing us to breathe inside each chapter before moving us to the next. The story doesn't rush, but it never slows to the point of losing its grip. This careful balance left audiences restless, hungry for what comes next. Viewers were left asking themselves, how will the disciples handle the growing danger? How will Jesus respond as opposition intensifies? And most of all, how close will Season 6 take us to the cross? These are the haunting questions that Season 5 planted in our minds. They are not simply cliffhangers in the ordinary TV sense. They are emotional weights that fans carry long after the screen fades to black. It's this powerful foundation that makes Season 6 so highly anticipated. Every frame in the next trailer will carry meaning, because it is not just teasing another chapter. It's teasing the beginning of the end. The most asked question in every fan circle right now is simple. When will the Season 6 trailer arrive? And while no official date has been locked in, there are clues hidden in plain sight. To find them, we need to look back at the rhythm of previous seasons. Each trailer has dropped like a spark before a storm, perfectly timed to stir excitement, but never so early that the momentum fades. Season 4's trailer came only weeks before its premiere, while Season 5 followed a similar pattern, releasing its first glimpse when the anticipation was reaching its peak. This tells us something important. The Chosen team knows how to keep the tension alive. They will not release this trailer until the timing feels perfect. What makes Season 6 even more unique is the level of expectation surrounding it. This is not just another continuation. This season pushes closer to the most emotional and sacred moments of the story. That means the trailer itself is not just a piece of marketing, it's an event. Fans are waiting to dissect every shot, every line, and every expression. Creative team knows the weight of that responsibility, which is why the release of this trailer is being treated with care, precision, and strategy. If we follow the timeline of past seasons, the window becomes clearer. Historically, trailers have appeared about 1 to 2 months before the premiere. That suggests we are on the edge of something big. The buzz from cast interviews and behind the scenes whispers only fuels this fire. Some reports hint that footage is already being polished, sound mixed, and music layered. In other words, the trailer is not for it, is on the horizon waiting to break through. But here's the twist. Unlike traditional series, The Chosen thrives on building anticipation directly with its community. It doesn't always follow Hollywood's rules. Sometimes the trailer is dropped in a surprise moment, during a live stream, a fan event, or even as part of a larger announcement. That unpredictability is part of what keeps the fandom electric. So while we can estimate, we also know this team loves to shock us at just the right time. And so the countdown begins. Whether it's weeks away or just around the corner? One thing is certain, the second that trailer drops will not only mark the return of the Chosen, but it will also set the stage for what promises to be the most intense season yet. When it comes to the Chosen, a first look is never just random clips stitched together. It's a window into the soul of the season. Every frame is chosen with purpose, every detail meant to stir emotion. And if the whispers and early reports are true, the first look at Season 6 might be the most powerful yet. Picture this. The screen opens, not with triumph, but with silence. Dust swirls in the air, a single figure walking against the light. The first look could very well begin with Jesus in a moment of solitude, his face marked with both strength and sorrow. Because this season is about to carry us closer to his greatest trial, and the creative team knows the weight of that imagery. Then, almost in contrast, flashes of the disciples, arguing, embracing, doubting. Quick cuts that remind us they are not flawless saints, but men and women struggling to understand the mission they have been chosen for. Fans who study these teasers know that the Chosen uses short, sharp glimpses to plant seeds of questions. Who will betray? Who will falter? Who will rise? The first look may also hint at new locations. Season 5 already widened the world, but Season 6 is expected to go further crowded marketplaces, the looming presence of Roman soldiers, and maybe even darker prisons. Each location tells its own story, not just of what happens, but of the atmosphere that is closing in around Jesus and his followers. The more the setting tightens, the more we feel the pressure building toward the inevitable. And of course, there will be miracles, though not shown in full, only hinted. A hand reaching out, a tear-streaked face lit with sudden hope, a crowd gasping in awe. These flashes in a first look are not about revealing the miracle itself, but about letting us taste the emotion it carries, because miracles in the Chosen are never just spectacle. They're deeply personal moments that remind us why this story matters. Above all, the first look will set the tone. Expect darker colors, heavier music, and slower pacing compared to earlier seasons. Light of beginnings anymore, it's the shadow of what is to come, and fans will feel it instantly, because this is the calm before the storm. Every season of The Chosen has carried us deeper into the journey of Jesus and his disciples. But Season 6 stands at the edge of history's most defining moment. This is not just another chapter, it is the bridge between rising faith and coming sacrifice. And if the whispers about the storyline are true, Season 6 will be marked by shadows, betrayal, and choices that test the very heart of belief. The theme that seems to pulse beneath the surface is tension. Tension between hope and fear, faith and doubt, loyalty and betrayal. We have already seen the disciples wrestle with their humanity, but now those struggles will reach a breaking point. Some will stand firm, others will stumble, and each decision will carve the path toward the passion. The writers of The Chosen know this truth. To make the crucifixion hit with full weight, we must first feel the cracks forming among those closest to him. But Season 6 will not only be about darkness, it will also reveal moments of deep, luminous faith. Miracles may still appear, hearts healed, spirits restored, but they will come with heavier meaning. Instead of being signs of wonder for crowds, these acts of compassion will feel like final gifts before the storm. Imagine the quiet power of Jesus, giving sight to the blind or hope to the broken, while knowing that his own trial is drawing near. The emotional layers will cut deep, because audiences will understand that every miracle is a light, shining brighter against the growing night. Another theme to expect is conflict with power. Rome's grip is tightening, religious leaders grow restless, and whispers of revolution stir in the streets. For the disciples, this raises a dangerous question. Do they fight? Do they hide? Or do they trust? Each choice reveals not only who they are, but what they believe about the man they follow. The first look already hints at this crowd's pressing closer. Soldiers standing firmer, and the unshakable presence of Jesus walking forward. Above it all, the core of Season 6 will likely rest on prophecy. The closer the story moves to the cross, the more every word Jesus speaks will feel like a foreshadowing. His parables will carry double meanings, his warnings will echo louder, and his silences will feel heavier. Fans who know the gospel story will feel the chill of recognition, while those new to the series will feel the pull of mystery. In the end, Season 6 is not just telling a story, it's preparing us for heartbreak, for faith, for the passion itself. The themes will not only challenge the disciples on screen, but the audience watching at home. And that is what makes this season unique. It asks us not only to witness the story, but to live inside. Behind every moment of The Chosen is not just a script, but a family of actors and creators who pour their hearts into the story. Season 6 will not only bring back familiar faces we've come to love, but it will also give us glimpses of how the production itself is evolving. And this season, the cast feels less like performers and more like living vessels of history. Jonathan Rumi, who embodies Jesus with a presence that feels both gentle and unshakable, returns once again. By now, his portrayal has become the anchor of the series, and every shift in his expression carries weight. Fans are eager to see how he will balance compassion with the looming awareness of the passion ahead. Expect his performance in Season 6 to feel more layered than ever, less about miracles alone. It's more about the shadow of sacrifice. Alongside him, the disciples' actors return, each with their own arcs that have matured across seasons. Perez Patel as Matthew, Shahar Isaac as Simon Peter, and the rest of the core group are no longer simply learning to follow, they are now walking the razor edge between belief and fear. Their performances will need to capture not only loyalty, but the very real cracks of doubt. It is this humanity that makes the cast so powerful. They remind us that these were real people with real struggles, and then there are whispers of new faces. Season 6 is expected to introduce characters who play pivotal roles in the escalating tension: Roman officials, religious leaders, and perhaps even early glimpses of figures tied to the Passion narrative. While details are guarded closely, the addition of fresh actors always signals a turning point in the story. Their presence will not only add conflict, but deepen the world we are immersed in. The production side deserves equal attention. The Chosen has grown from a small, crowd-funded project into one of the most ambitious, faith-based series ever made. Season 6 continues that growth with larger sets, more complex crowd scenes, and cinematography that mirrors the tightening intensity of the story. Filming in authentic locations has given the series its signature rawness, and from what's been hinted at, Season 6 will push that realism even further. The goal is not just to show us the world, it's to make us feel like we're standing in it. Behind the camera, the creative team remains laser-focused. Dallas Jenkins, the director, has spoken about how this season carries enormous emotional weight. Every choice from lighting to music to pacing is crafted with the knowledge that we are inching closer to the most sacred part of the gospel story. This isn't just another season for the crew, it's a responsibility in the end. The cast and production of The Chosen are not only continuing their work, they are elevating it. Season 6 feels less like television and more like a calling. And every actor, every crew member is treating it with the gravity it deserves. If there is one thing that sets The Chosen apart from almost every other series, it is the way fans have become more than an audience. They are part of the journey itself. From the moment Season 5 ended, the global community has been buzzing, dissecting every line, every silence, and every hint dropped by the creators. For many, Season 6 is not just another chapter. It is the season they have been waiting for since the very beginning. Social media is overflowing with theories. Some fans believe the trailer will reveal the first foreshadows of betrayal, a chilling sign that Judas's story is about to take center stage. Others are convinced the season will end on the doorstep of the Last Supper, leaving Season 7 to deliver the passion in its full, devastating weight. Every post, every comment thread reads like a tapestry of expectation, weaving hope with fear. What makes these reactions so unique is the emotional ownership fans feel. The Chosen is not a passive watch, it is an experience that speaks to faith, history, and personal struggle. When fans speculate about Peter's courage, Mary's strength, or Matthew's doubts, they are not only discussing characters, They are discussing reflections of themselves. That connection is why theories spread like wildfire and why the release of even a single image can spark days of conversation. But not all fan expectations are about the story itself. Many are focused on the craft. Viewers praise the cinematography, the music, the authenticity of the costumes and sets. They know that the team behind The Chosen is treating this as more than entertainment. It is a living piece of history brought to screen. Fans expect nothing less than excellence, and they watch closely for signs that Season 6 will raise the standard even higher at the same time. There is a collective nervousness. The closer the show moves to the crucifixion, the heavier the weight becomes. Many fans admit they are excited yet afraid. They want to see the story told with truth and reverence, but they also know it will break their hearts. And this emotional tension is exactly why the fandom feels so alive right now. It's not just about waiting for a trailer. It's about preparing themselves for what is coming. Across platforms, in watch parties, in church groups, and in online forums, one message keeps rising: Season 6 will change everything. Fans aren't only waiting for information. They are waiting for a moment that will unite them in awe, heartbreak, and reflection. And when that trailer finally drops, the reaction will not be quiet. It'll be a roar heard across the world. And so we stand at the edge of anticipation. Season 6 of The Chosen is not just another season of television. It is the chapter that will carry us closer to the heart of the story that has shaped faith for over 2,000 years. The trailer date remains cloaked in mystery, but the clues are already there. The first look promises to be darker, heavier, and more emotional than anything we've seen before. The cast and crew are preparing for what may be their most demanding season yet, and the fans? They are waiting like a sea of voices, ready to erupt the moment the trailer drops. This is the calm before the storm. Every word we have heard, every image we have glimpsed, every silence from the creators has led us here to a season that will test loyalty, faith, and love in ways that cannot leave us unchanged. The disciples' doubts will mirror our own. The miracles will shine brighter against the gathering shadows. And Jesus, steady and unshakable, will walk forward toward the destiny that history has never forgotten. But here's the truth. The story is not only about what happens on screen, it is about what happens in us, as viewers, as a community, as people drawn together by the weight of this journey. That is why Season 6 feels so different. It does not simply invite us to watch, it calls us to feel, to reflect, and to prepare. Because once this season begins, there is no turning back. So ask yourself, are you ready? Ready for the betrayals, the miracles, the heartbreak, and the hope? Ready for a season that will shake your heart and strengthen your soul? Because Season 6 is not only on the horizon, it is racing toward us. And when the trailer finally arrives, it will be the spark that sets the fire burning once again. Stay with us, because this journey is only getting more powerful. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the moment the trailer drops. Because when it does, it will not just be a release, it will be a revelation.